And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get ready for chase race number 2 of the NNSCRA Almond Joy Series. Getting ready to go short track racing here at Taylor Swift Superdome. This is going to be a very interesting race. 25 laps of racing, which means there's not a whole lot of time to be able to get around this half-mile short track, high banked short track. But we're going to have to see if these drivers are going to be able to fight their way up there through the field that qualified mid-pack towards the rear of the field, and if these drivers up at the front of the field will be able to hang on to the track position they gained in qualifying. As Benny Watson lines up on the pole position for this race, Watson, after last week, is right now situated 7th in the chase standings, 17 points back from the current points leader, J Qualls, and there's a number of drivers who have already gotten their chase off to a rocky start, like J Lopes, Matthew Daleo, Nick Johnson. They've really got to come back here tonight at Taylor Swift, because remember, there are not elimination rounds here in the Almond Joy Series. It's basically 10 races, and whoever has the best average finish, the best amount of points accumulated, they're going to walk away with the championship. So as Benny Watson starts on the pole, let's not forget he has a win at another half-mile racetrack, Bristol. That was Bristol Dirt, but let's see if he can go 2 for 2 in wins happening at half-mile short tracks. He'll line up alongside J Finguy. You got Seth Colline up there in third. Mitchell Carter will roll off in the 4th position. Carter coming into this race 3rd in the point standings as far as the chase goes. Let's get the command to fire him up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And as there's the command to fire him up, we're going to get these cars rolling, and you can take a look down in the description at your official starting lineup for this race and see where the different chase drivers are starting. You see Brooke Allen going to roll off from the 7th position. So it looks like 3 chasers starting up inside the top 10. John Andrews starting back there around 11th. Connor Breton around 14th. James Qualls comes in as the points leader by 4 points over K Jazzin, 6 over Mitchell Carter and D Kurtis, and 8 over Brooke Allen. So the points are close right now. We'll have to see if they remain close when we leave Taylor Swift Superdome here this evening. Here we go, though. 25 laps of racing. Green flag is out here at Taylor Swift Superdome. Look at them already, almost 3 wide back there. They are 3 wide as Mitchell Carter cuts right across K Shearer's nose. He might have actually just wrecked the 14. Caution's out. I think K Shearer just got wrecked. Saw both Mitchell Carter and K Shearer off the corner, and there's a big plume of black smoke there in the turn 3 area, and Davey Johnson's been involved. And looks like Jonathan Rains has got some damage. He's coming to pit lane. But I'm trying to find, where's the 14 of K Shearer? He's the car I saw get all out of shape. I don't know where he is. Is that him coming to pit road? No, it's Davey Johnson. Dollerton's on pit road. Can't find K Shearer. He was there and now he's not, and I don't see him on pit road. Well, this is odd. I cannot find the 14. There's Dollerton. Looks like he's going to come back out on the racetrack. Davey Johnson's also on pit road. Oh, there's K Shearer out of the race in 40th position. So let's take a look, see what happened to K Shearer. Looks like that's where it started. Maybe we had multiple incidents off turn 2. We'll find out in just a moment. Benny Watson leads the way here under our first caution of the evening at Taylor Swift Superdome. Alright, here's what happens with K Shearer, and I saw this happen right at the moment of contact, right there. K Shearer gets loose on the inside underneath Mitchell Carter, and then Carter just kind of comes down, and then, yep, this is what caused the incident up into 3. Oh my goodness, Chris Dollerton hits Shearer, and Shearer up and over, up into Jonathan Rains. Down there on the inside, you see Jesse Turner and Jonathan Zoerlein, N Guenther, Joseph Romero. They all got pieces of that. There's Davey Johnson back there with William Brock. As everybody with very little real estate to maneuver around this track, just trying to all find a line through. But my goodness, a wild ride there for K Shearer. And I believe K Shearer, was the one that had that black plume of smoke just lingering there between the turns 3 and 4 area. And that's what we saw the leaders drive through not moments later. And then K Shearer immediately teleporting to pit road and then taking the turn 2 the garage area very, very quickly. So a lot of drivers involved in this one, about maybe 9-10 drivers collected in this, some with minimal damage, some with some pretty extensive damage. C Dollerton, Davey Johnson, and K Shearer, along with Jonathan Rains, basically getting the most of it. Didn't really look like a lot of our chasers got involved in that first incident, which is kind of good for them, but still early here at Taylor Swift Superdome, so can't count anything out just yet. So we'll go back now to live action. Well, we're still waiting for the one to go signal. Up to this point, 3 drivers have called it an evening early, and they are Jonathan Rains, Davey Johnson, and obviously K Shearer, C Dollerton, William Brock. They've made repairs to their cars. They've returned back to the racetrack. So Benny Watson will restart as the leader. Let's find out where our chasers will be restarting, as we're going to be more than a fifth of the way through this race. Watson, as we stated, the leader. Mitchell Carter will be restarting in 5th. Brooke Allen in 8th. John Andrews in 10th. Jordan Lopez in 14th. Zachariah Hall in 20th. K Jazzin 22nd. Nick Johnson in 25th. Matthew Daleo 26th. 27th. Connor Breton, DJ Kurtis back in 29th. And James Qualls, who came in as the points leader, restarting back in the 33rd position. But all 10 of our chasers are still on the racetrack, still running. Well, actually, I should say 12 chasers are still on the racetrack, still running, and still on the lead lap. And to my knowledge, nobody got any damage from that first incident. Well, typical of short tracks, when we start with double file starts, it's usually when we have trouble breakout. Now that we've got single file starts, it may take them a little bit of time to get bunched up and back to 3 wide racing. So maybe we'll settle into a bit of a green flag run, maybe go green to the end. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case. Benny Watson looking for his 2nd win of the season. Gets us back underway here on lap number 7. Well, he got himself a heck of a restart. He's going to check out here on J Finguy. Best battle's going on for 3rd. Seth Cole has it. Morris Stoudimere Jr. wants it. Morris Stoudimere Jr. coming off his first career Hershey's Cup Series win last week at Chicagoland. Still looking for first Almond Joy Series victory, though, as Mitchell Carter running in the 5th position right now, getting a challenge from Julio Cesar. We had a good battle back here between a couple of chasers. This is for about the 8th position. Brooke Allen has the spot. John Andrews wants it. Allen comes into this race 5th in points. Andrews 8th in points. And they're trying to catch up here to Eric Heiden. They may end up getting into a 3-wide situation momentarily here, the way they were racing it off of turn 4. It looks like John Andrews on the inside trying to take the position away. Can't get it this time by. Trying again there out of turn number 2. Into 3, and inside line will prevail. He's got him cleared. No, Brooke Allen's going to battle back on the high side. Now has to give up the spot as Brooke Allen with a really high entry into the turn 1 area. Mitchell Carter losing some spots. Meanwhile, Morris Stoudimere Jr. side by side with Seth Cole for the 3rd spot. J Finguy trying to close in the gap on Benny Watson for the lead, who's getting valuable bonus points. Already a bonus point for leading a lap, and I believe if Watson completes this lap, which he did, he's now locked up the bonus point for most laps led. Let's jump towards the back of the pack, see if any of our chasers are having any difficulty. There is James Qualls. Qualls right now being scored in the 33rd position, trying to get by Jesse Turner and company. But another driver having some difficulty back here is DJ Kurtis, Connor Breton as well. I mean, the good thing for James Qualls and DJ Kurtis, I guess, is they had pretty solid outings at Chicagoland, so they can afford a race like this, but they can't afford too many races like this. So you got K Jazzin and Nick Johnson just up ahead here too. Matthew Daleo, so a number of chasers not having the best of runs here tonight. And the way things are situated right now, according to my calculations, Mitchell Carter would stand to take the points lead heading into next week at Indianapolis. As you can see, he's currently scored inside the top 5 in the 5th spot. He's actually battling with that for that spot. Eric Heiden was trying to take the position away and was unable to do so, and now Carter sets his sights on Seth Cole for the 4th position. Of course, Mitchell Carter avoiding near disaster early on in this thing. Don't forget, ended up having contact with K Shearer and could have very well gone off the nose of the 14 car. K Shearer out of this race, and Mitchell Carter could have been as well, as the battle is on for the lead. J Finguy to the inside of Benny Watson. A Stoudimere Jr. right in this mix as well. Outside line trying to get the run there into the turn 1 and off turn 2. Finguy having to lift a little bit earlier and not being able to get into the throttle quite as soon using that inside line, as he's trying to get by Benny Watson and not going to be able to do it. As a matter of fact, he's going to lose second to a Stoudimere Jr. And then Seth Cole now trying to take the third spot, as now Stoudimere Jr. all over the back bumper of Benny Watson. And believe it or not, we hit the line. We've got a total of 4 laps to go. Can Watson hang on? Stoudimere Jr., of course, with the momentum of picking up a Hershey's Cup Series win last week as a non-charter go-or-go-home driver at Chicagoland, would love to be able to follow it up with a win here in the Almond Joy Series, as there's 3 laps remaining. Stoudimere losing a little bit of touch, about maybe a car length back, now cuts it back to about half a car length. Can Stoudimere Jr. make a move on Benny Watson? Watson seems committed to that middle to high groove, which gets the better run off the corner. If Stoudemire's going to be able to get by, Stoudemire's got to drive it deep into the corner and not lift. Next time by, white flag, Stoudemire looks low. Can't quite get to the left rear quarter panel. White flag displayed. Stoudemire's got one more shot. Here comes Stoudemire on the inside. Can he keep it there? Not yet to the left rear. Into 3 and 4. They're stacked up back through 5th. Stoudemire loses ground, and Benny Watson goes coast to coast and wins here tonight at Taylor Swift Superdome. His second win of the season, and maybe his most important win during the chase for the championship. Watson came in 7th in the point standings, 17 points back from the points lead. This will put him back into the title picture for sure, as he picks up the victory tonight, dominates the race, and takes home the victory. Very short race here for the Almond Joy Series drivers, but it was kind of interesting up front. A lot of battling there, and we almost had ourselves a lead change. Finguy tried it, Stoudemire tried it, but just couldn't do it. So Watson with the win. Stoudemire Jr. gets second, Seth Cole in third. Finguy will finish fourth. Second highest finishing chaser will be John Andrews in fifth. Sixth for Eric Heiden, seventh for Julio Cesar. Mike Becker gets eighth. And then chasers Mitchell Carter and Brooke Allen complete the top 10. So 4 chasers finish in the top 10. Rest of our chasers, Zachariah Hall 14th. Jordan Lopez 17th. Nick Johnson in 22nd. Daleo in 24th. K Jazzin back in 27th. Connor Breton in 28th. As you look further down, 29th for DJ Kurtis. 31st for J Qualls. And that's where the chasers all finished for this race. 37 of our 40 cars finished this race, all on the lead lap. 3 drivers out of the race, Jonathan Rains, Davey Johnson, and K Shearer after an incident on lap number 1. So that's going to do it here for the Almond Joy Series second chase race here at Taylor Swift Superdome. We saw early trouble, but then things settled out into a long green flag run all the way to the end. The question is, what can we expect to see for the Hershey's Cup Series? Keep in mind, this is going to be the second of 3 races for the Hershey's Cup Series before our first 4 drivers are eliminated. So this could be a wild card race for those drivers, and it certainly looks like track position a key factor in that race. So we'll have to see who qualifies near the front, who qualifies near the back. But nonetheless, Benny Watson picks up his second win of his Almond Joy Series career here tonight at Taylor Swift Superdome. If you enjoyed this race, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to Compare the Crew today. We've shown you your full finish results. Here come your overall and chase points heading into next week, as we'll be heading to the Yard of Bricks, Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But before that, we've got our Hershey's Cup Series race here from Taylor Swift. So until then, we'll see you next time, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.